Hello. Before we begin, I'm sure many of you have heard the devastating news of senior hockey player from Bishop Fian, AJ Quetta, has suffered injury due to a hockey accident a couple of weeks ago. We just want to say that Chris and I, alongside with SFB and RI, are alongside you, AJ, on your journey back to the ice. I actually went to elementary school with AJ back in North Providence, and he was always a great kid who came from an awesome family. We have left a link to his GoFundMe down below. Any donation will go a tremendous way towards AJ's fight. Thank you all, and to AJ and the Quetta family, you're all in our prayers. Now back to the show. All right, we're back. Thank you for tuning in to the OSA podcast, Orchard Athlete podcast, presented by SFB and RI. I'm Nico Minelli. There's my co-host and good friend, Chris Carbone Jr., and we are here to showcase some of the state's best athletes on and off their field, and we'll get a little insight about the game that they love. Chris, what's going on, buddy?
Nothing much. Same old. Tonight, we have a couple of kids joining the show tonight. We have freshman goalie Camden Lussier from Moses Brown Academy, as well as having Hank Alessandro coming on as well, sophomore player from Moses Brown. And later on the show, we will have junior defenseman Jason Levy from Cranston High School West. So first thing to talk about this Sunday at 6:30, everybody knows what's going down. It's the Super Bowl, one of the biggest games of the year. Nico, give me your take.
Hey, you know what? It's finally here after all these weeks and highly anticipation. It's going to be, like I said last week, it's going to be a great game overall. Two great quarterbacks, two great overall teams. I'm still going to roll with, even though I love Tom Brady, everything about him. I hate to go against them, but I have to stick to my word about the beginning of the season. I'm going to go with Kansas City in this game.
You have Kansas City in this game. Listen, I agree with you on this one. I agree that the Chiefs will end up coming away with the victory. However, I think it's going to be a lot closer of a game than what people think. Yes, I know after living in New England for my whole life, voting against Brady in the playoffs is always tough because, every single thing can happen to him. He could have every problem in the world go wrong, and he can still find a way in the end to come down with every single team's overall thing in the end and to win a championship, which he's good at, as he has 6 going for 7. However, this Chiefs offense, even though it is a little banged up, is still one of the best offenses we have ever seen, and I feel like we will ever see ever. Patrick Mahomes, McCole Hardman, Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce. Just right there alone, as well as Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Leonard Fournette, Rob Gronkowski, Cameron Brate, and a great offensive line. This offense right here, against already a shaky Chief defense as it is, have we seen a platoon of teams drop numbers against this Kansas City defense. Coming down to the end of things, I don't know. I see Tom Brady showing up, having a great game, but I think right there matching it is, in my opinion, one of the future greatest players of all time in Patrick Mahomes. Coming from a Raider fan, having to deal with this man twice a year is it's not fun. I'll tell you that for sure. But yeah,
I agree with you. 100%. I think McCole Hardman is going to have a big game. I think he's going to surprise everyone. Everybody usually talks about just Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce, but the Chiefs have other underdog weapons on that team. So I think Hardman's going to have a great game.
Yeah,
he's my sleeper pick of the game.
That's a great pick, as well as someone who I think will absolutely explode in the Super Bowl. Give me Travis Kelce. Linebackers are too slow. Safeties are too small. Who do you put on Travis Kelce? There's really no one. When have we have never seen in the NFL a tight end do what he can do. There's no matching him. When have we ever seen a tight end 4 straight seasons get over 1,000 yards? This year he had 1,400 receiving yards, which ended top 5 in the NFL. We have never seen a tight end ever finish that, and I think he'll go down as one of the greatest tight ends to ever play the game.
Yeah, you know what? Back to earlier this week, there was the Super Bowl conference, the press conference, and Gronk was describing Kelsey as the tight end to really shape the game. I think it's definitely two of the best tight ends to play each other. We got Kelsey and Gronk. Questionably, the question is who's better than the other? Well, I don't know if we can really answer that right now, but two of the best tight ends I think around right now are going to go head to head, and I think both of them really made a name for the tight end position.
Yeah, Gronk, even being as young as he is, coming down and getting slower as the years come on, as Travis Kelce sticking in his prime. He's been in his prime for a couple years now, and he does not look to be stopping whatsoever. Mm-hmm. Chiefs have him under contract, and when his contract does come up, a lot of money that the Chiefs will definitely pick that up. But coming on to the next topic we have is the devastating news that the Ivy League has canceled their, I'm not sure about all the spring sports, but lacrosse has been canceled at the Ivy League level. Nico, what's your thoughts on this?
It's like we said last week, we thought we were really nearing the end to this whole pandemic. But seeing this is really depressing news, especially for the Ivy League. Some of the most competitive, gritty teams that train all year for this. It's sad to see that it just got taken away from them again, especially Yale. I know a lot of Yale players have expressed their emotion about getting their season canceled. And Yale be having the reputation they have with lacrosse. It's truly devastating to say the least. With a team as good as that coming out, and just to lose out another season, it's a shame.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate. And coming back to what we said last week with TD Erlin's decision to transfer to Denver ends up paying off for him, as he will play his alleged 5th year eligibility, 5th year of college gameplay. We're a little mixed feelings on another college switch for TD Erlin, the faceoff man, originally from Albany, switching over to Yale, coming out of Denver University. I think it's smart. Gets him one more year under his belt, gets him another year of college as well to learn some more. And we get to see one of the greatest faceoff men go out there one last time and playing for Denver this time, switching over, going out west instead of staying up north. Up next, our next topic, we're talking Bruins, and specifically the man. He is back. David Pastrnak coming back. He has played in 3 games, and in those 3 games alone has 5 goals.
It's nuts.
He's just a special player to watch. Bruins has been having I'd say a pretty solid season so far. That was without him. Bringing him back, we have seen 3 games, and pretty sure last night he recorded a hat trick and another Bruins overtime victory. We've seen a couple overtime victories from us this year. We've seen 1 loss against New Jersey. That was a very tough game, especially coming from someone that was watching that game their whole way through, seeing the Bruins fall short with 1 second left. A quick wrister on net ended up falling for New Jersey. However, that's in the past. Bruins have came back, and I'm pretty sure they have had 2 or 3 overtime wins. Seems like Bruins, the overtime team this year. Nico, what's your thoughts on that?
I was thinking like the Bruins this year. I think they're a different team this year. Meaning like mentally. I think the Bruins, they got stripped from their Stanley Cup 2 seasons ago, and that was devastating to say the least. We thought they were going all the way. Tremendous games leading up to that. But lethal players on the Bruins. Some really good playmakers. I think that they almost have a chip on their shoulder, because I think it's like they feel that it's their time to win, and I completely agree with them. Having Pastrnak, Bergeron, Marchand, just them 3 alone, the chemistry with those guys, just the chemistry on the whole team. it's incredible. It's really enjoyable to watch them, and I think this year hopefully it'll be their year. I'm on their side.
I agree. I want to see the Bruins win, especially everything that they had to deal with last year with the shortened season and in a tough situation come playoff time as goaltender Tuukka Rask was opted out and they had to run with Halak, and he still put on a show. But sticking with Bruins and sticking with hockey, I think the Bruins have a great shot this year. They're going to be up there every year with the core that they have, with the forwards and just everything that they have, all their lines scoring. They're up there every single year for one of the highest point scoring teams, reached 100 last year, looking to reach 100 once again, especially with gaining Pasternak back. But let's stick to the hockey talk in high school hockey, especially at the Division I level, where we have seen a lot of commotion and just craziness, in my opinion. We're going to go through all 10 teams in division, starting with Barrington. Barrington 1-1-1 in the year, coming off a win against Prout, and their only other game before that was a tie against a good Moses Brown team and a loss to Mount St. Charles. Mount St. Charles, we know, one of the best teams in the state, one of the best teams in Rhode Island like we've ever seen.
Yep.
Very fast team. I know also your father also went to Mount St. Charles, so I know he's got a root for that.
Yes.
Next, we also have Bishop Hendricken, who is 0-1-1. Very early for Hendricken. I see them turning it around, but they did tie in overtime against Mount St. Charles, and they also, however, lost to Moses Brown in one of my best games I've ever witnessed, and I was able to announce that game. That was a great game to watch, seeing Moses Brown with the big upset on Hendricken, 7-6 in overtime, with the game-winning goal, of course, by Hank Alessandro, who we'll be having on the call in a few moments. Burrillville, another great team. That's a big team right there. Burrillville, they are 2-0-1 on the year. They are a top 3 team currently at the moment with wins, big statement wins, especially against LaSalle Academy, which that is a huge win. They won 2-1 in that game where they controlled for most of the game as LaSalle put a shot in net with around 4:50 remaining. And they also tied EG at the beginning of the year. EG, we've seen EG dominate in Division II, coming up to Division I. What's your thoughts on some of these D2 teams making the jump to D1 and still competing with some of the best?
I think when D2 jumps up to D1, the players definitely know what's at hand and what they have to do. They know that they're playing with the top dogs now, and they have to up their game. I think personally the D2 teams that jump to D1 are the scariest out of the D1 schools, because they just know that they have to compete. They're hungry. They want to win. They want to show everybody what they have. I think the D2 teams are definitely the scariest in D1.
Yeah, just like how we're talking Division II. Here's another team, East Greenwich, who is a top 5 team currently at this moment, with 1-1-1 for the record, tying a great Burrillville team who, yes, first game of the season, could be first game jitters and all. Scratch that. I've been to plenty of EG games this year, announcing and doing the scoreboard for EG. In my opinion, is the fastest team in the state. Absolutely filled with underclassmen play. Walsh is one of the best freshmen in the state, in my eyes. Listen, they can compete with a lot of teams. And then another big dog team, LaSalle, sitting at 1-1 on the season. Loss against Burrillville. Win against, like you were saying, these Division II teams. Cumberland. They ended up barely sneaking out a win, 3-1. That was last week's game. They lost at the beginning of the season to Burrillville. And Moses Brown, the talk of the week, by far, after absolutely upsetting Bishop Hendricken High School in overtime, how we were saying. Before that, having a little bit of a shakier start as they tied to Barrington, which is a decent team this year, and they lost to Prout and a loss to Burrillville. So, Nico, tell me, in your eyes, they were sitting at 0-2-1 before that Hendricken game. Coming out of Hendricken in overtime with the game winner, how is the momentum swinging in that Moses Brown locker room? What's your opinions on that?
I think those boys on that team definitely that was definitely the fuel that they needed for this season after definitely playing Hendricken. Every time you play Hendricken, it's always a game. Hendricken they're great at everything. So playing a top team and winning against them especially just brings the energy out of them, and I think that's the fire they need to carry out their season. I think they're on a roll. I think they're going to go all the way.
Wow.
I go with the underdogs. I go with the underdogs here. I roll with them. I'll be on their side through the season.
We'll make sure to remember this, season 2, episode 1 of the Ocean State Athlete. We're gonna have to make sure to remember that come late February. We're gonna
bold prediction right there.
Very bold prediction as we move down to, easily in my eyes, the best team in the state, Mount St. Charles Academy. 3-0-1 on the year. Only tie is to that Bishop Hendricken team, which we know when they get rolling is always in top 3 contention. But other than that Hendricken game, absolute utter dominance. Smithfield 7-4 win, Barrington 7-2 win, and just this past weekend that we were on the call for, 6-0 against Prout. Mount St. Charles, every year we know that they are there and they just come and they just shut teams down. Yes, a little bit of a struggle against Bishop Hendricken, but we know Hendricken. We know the team that they are. They're a very hard team to beat. But other than that, seeing Mount St. Charles outscoring their opponents, other than that Bishop Hendricken game, 20-6. I mean, every late February, talk of hockey is always Mount St. Charles.
Of course.
Other than that, Cumberland struggling a little bit, but in my eyes, they right now are 0-3. They could easily be 3-0 right now. The games that they lost have all been very close games. Smithfield, 5-3 game, and one of Smitty's goals was an empty netter. They lost a firing team in EG 3-2, where they had multiple opportunities that game as they were on a power play with the last 2 minutes remaining of the game with the man up. So they were 6-4 players on the ice and they couldn't fall. And another tough game as they lost to LaSalle 3-1. I mean, listen, Cumberland is one of those scrappy teams that is a very chippy hockey team that can come back just like that. And we saw it personally with our own eyes, being from Cranston West, going to the game, seeing how Cumberland dominated Division II level. Do you see Cumberland making a bounce back after starting 0-3?
Yeah, definitely. You have to you have to be on this. Just because a team has a rough start, maybe they're just waiting for the fuel to be lit onto them, or to just gain that fire that they need. You can't really count on a team this early, but yeah, I think it's very possible they get right back in it. I just think they might just need that. They just might need that fire that everybody else needs. Can't count them out yet.
And speaking about fire, we have to mention that Smithfield Sentinel team, 2-1 on the year. Their only loss being to that Mount St. Charles team. Being at that game, I was also on call for that game. Great way. That was the first game of the high school season in general for hockey, was the Smithfield Mount St. Charles game up at Adelard Arena. That was a great game to watch, great game to talk about. Smithfield, that game looked to be neck and neck the entire way, but just fell a little short, ended up losing the gas late in the third, and that's when Mount St. Charles just seemed to prevail. Other than that, they have also defeated Cumberland and East Greenwich and are currently sitting at number 2 in the standings in the state. And wrapping up, we have the Prout School sitting at 1-2 with their only win of the season being up against Moses Brown. Was the first game of the year. They also dropped 2 games to Barrington, 3-1, and Mount St. Charles, 6-0. And that wraps up a quick report. And for the standings in Division 1, remember, this is not rankings. A lot of these teams that are a lot lower should be a lot higher. This is according to the Rhode Island High School hockey website. Kicking off at number 1, we have Mount St. Charles with no surprise. Number 2, Smithfield. And number 3, Burrillville. Come down to late February, I can easily see some different teams in the top 3. But number 4, Barrington. Number 5, East Greenwich. Number 6, Moses Brown. Number 7, LaSalle. Number 8, Hendricken. Number 9 is going to be Prout. And number 10 is going to be Cumberland. What are something shocking names that I just read off there to you?
Like I just said, I'm going to be on Moses Brown's side the rest of the season. They're at number 6 right now, according to that website.
Yep.
I see them slowly climbing up the rankings. I think who with Camden Net, big surprise for that team. Great player, freshman coming in, doing his thing. You have to love that. You have to love that story. That's a great story in that team as it is. And then I have no surprise seeing Mount at number 1 because I think Mount's just that hockey school. It's just hockey. They've always have been. I think it was back then when like our parents would be in high school. I think it was like 27 years in a row of winning. That nuts, pure domination right there. So no surprise there.
Absolutely insane. As I also would like to see, I am very excited for some of these Smithfield games coming up as their 2 wins were to Cumberland and EG. I am excited to see Smithfield play some of these teams such as Moses Brown, Hendricken, and LaSalle. I want to see if they can compete and if they are deserving of that number 2 spot. But speaking of Hendricken and LaSalle, I think they will climb those rankings very quickly. Just get a couple more games under them. And we'll do a quick Division 2 check. We have Cranston High School West coming in at first place currently with a 5-0 on the season. Looking good for the boys in red. We have North Kingston sitting at 2-2 in the Division 2, coming off a loss to Cranston West. I'm pretty sure the score was, forgot the score on that one, but I know it was a close game. And then Lincoln, 1-0 on the season, had a couple games delayed due to COVID cases, but Lincoln is always a great team come February. He's always in talks, has been in talks for the past decade of Division 2 hockey, Division 3 hockey, doesn't matter. They're always there. But that's all we got for high school hockey. We're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to bring on Camden Lussier and Hank Alessandro to the call.
All right, we are back. Thank you for tuning into the OSA podcast, Ocean State Athlete podcast, presented by SFBNRI. I'm Nico. There's my co-host and good buddy, Chris. And we are here to showcase some of the state's best athletes on and off the field and their insight about the game. Now, let's bring on our guests. What's going on, guys?
How are we?
What's up?
Good. How are you? Thanks for coming on. We appreciate it.
Thanks you
for having us.
Also, to mention for some of the viewers at home, Camden Lussier, freshman goalie for Moses Brown. Hank Alessandro, sophomore at Moses Brown, after coming off a hat trick, as well as the game-winning goal against Bishop Hendricken. What went through your mind during that last goal, seeing that go in?
It was just pure excitement. I mean, just to beat a team like Hendricken, it was just pure excitement, and it was great. It was a great feeling.
Awesome. And now my question to you, Camden, is I was there for that game. That was a great game. And it looked like you were standing on your head in that overtime period, taking many shots, getting a lot of saves. What went through your mind in that overtime period?
Pretty much just try to do the best I can to try to give my team the best possibility to win. So give Hank and my other teammates opportunity to put one in the net, and they did.
Awesome. That's all you need is that one opportunity, especially in overtime. So one of my questions for you guys, I'll start off with you, Hank, is how has the season been going for you guys dealing with all of COVID and whatnot?
It's been good. I mean, we haven't had that many, COVID concerns, which is, helped us get a lot of games under our belt so we can, see how we stack up against, the rest of D1. And I mean, we haven't had that many concerns. We've been safe and healthy.
Perfect.
Awesome. What about you, Camden?
Yeah, I agree with Hank. We taken the proper precautions, and it's kind of sucks that we only play like 9 games this season, but we're gonna make the best of it and see what we can do.
Yeah, I know for sure. You guys will be certainly all right for the next couple of years, as most of your goal scoring and team, as I was seeing, is underclassmen. And being such a young team, how do you see this as being such a young team and these young sophomores? As we've seen 3 different sophomores score in the Hendricken game, one of them being one of my good buddies, Max Travers. What do you see in being a sophomore and being one of the guys on the team?
I mean, it's good. It's good for the program. We're young, so we just grow, and as long as we get seniors, we can fight for a state championship, which is what it's all about.
That's awesome.
Yeah, definitely. Now, Camden, aiming more towards you being a freshman, you taking on a large role on the team. How is your transition from, club to more of a competitive high school?
Well, high school is definitely a little different. Club guys are a bit smaller, don't shoot puck as hard, so it's been a little bit of adjustment, but we've in practice been just fine for the most part, so it's been good.
Good. Now, Hank, you being a sophomore too, being one of the underclassmen, how was your transition?
It was good. I mean, freshman year I got a lot of exposure, which was really, really good. Like I started a lot of the games, which was great exposure to the D1 level and how fast it is and how hard it was. I mean, my first game was against LaSalle, so that really set the tone for how the season was going to go, and it was just fast. It was hard, and I think Cam's made a great transition into the lineup, and it's been great.
Awesome. Glad to hear it.
That's good to see. And now one of my questions for Camden is, what was your overall go-to, and what really made your decision to attend Moses Brown Academy?
I think the community really. We have a great community at Moses Brown. The whole staff, all the teachers, all the administrators are really really nice and accepting, and they just make you feel at home. So it just felt right.
That's good. And Hank, what about you? What was your deciding factor on attending Moses Brown?
Yeah, the same thing as Camden just said. The community and the small classrooms. I mean, it's been a great fit for me, and I'm hoping we can get a lot more hockey kids in and start building a great hockey program.
That's good. And I know that game, especially against Hendricken, that definitely got word out there to a lot of younger kids, especially in middle school. And one of my questions, just as you were mentioning the smaller classrooms, how has school been, especially with the COVID and regulations and whatnot?
It's been good. Wearing your mask, you have to do it. You get through it. I mean, the small classrooms is good so that we don't have a lot of people, and we don't get a lot of, as we said, don't get a lot of COVID cases or COVID concerns. So it just helps to be in a small, confined environment. And yeah, it's been great.
Camden, how about you, buddy? How has school been for you so far?
It's been good. It's been a little weird going, especially as a freshman. I've heard some Hank and some of the other upperclassmen told me what it's been like without obviously COVID. So kind of excited to see what it's be like once all this passes by, to see what school can really offer.
Yeah, definitely. And my next question is, since you guys being underclassmen, I think after your past couple games, you guys definitely made a name for yourselves on the team, and I think the team they have way more trust in you now What I'm trying to say is, how do you think how does that make you feel? How does that make you feel as underclassmen to really show out in like a big stadium with like probably the best in the state?
It's a great feeling. I mean, it makes you want to come back and play and practice every day. It puts the wind in your sails, lets a fire under you. I mean, it's great.
What about you, Camden?
Hank said it perfectly. It makes you like playing with these big teams. It makes you just want to play your best every time you're on the ice, and I think it's kind of come out on our team, and hopefully going forward, it just keeps showing.
That's awesome. Come down to late February, hoping to see some of you guys, especially some of you underclassmen guys, really getting in there come playoff time. And one of my questions, we'll start with you, Hank. How has the coaches, and just like not even high school, just overall all through hockey, like what are some of the good coaches that have really helped you get to where you are?
Well, I mean, my high school coaches have been, very instrumental. Coach Giusti, he was my half-season coach for a couple of years, and he's been coaching me, and it's just been great to have him come from, coaching me and then coaching me in high school. And I love my coaches, and they're great.
What about you, Camden?
Coach Antonelli, Coach Giusti, Coach Forcier, Coach Palino Coach Forcier and Coach Palino are tend to be more the goalie coaches, so they've really helped me enter into the program and kind of help me adjust to like we talked about before, the new level of play. So they've helped a lot.
That's great. Hank, to you, where's your hockey career started? Like, where'd you start off? What age were you? What teams?
Well, I've played for a ton of teams over the years. Basically everyone in Rhode Island. I started with the Providence Junior Bears, and I started skating at age 4. And my family wasn't really a hockey family, so I was the first one that really got into it. And now, I have a brother and a sister, and they both play. Nice. So it's kind of like a family thing now. So
sweet. Camden, what about you?
I started with the Edgewood Hawks, and they turned into the Providence Junior Friars. I went to Warwick for a year or two, and then I've been with the Friars since. Well, it's turned to Providence Hockey Club, but I've been with them since. So, yeah.
Nice. So yeah, Camden, for you, have you always been a goalie ever since playing as a youngin?
Well, Edgewood, the way I became a goalie is our team, we were little. So we used to switch playing goalie every game. So it was my turn, and I just kept playing every game after that because I loved it so much. So that's kind of how it started.
That's good. That's awesome. That's actually a pretty funny story, the way how you started playing goalie. And Hank, let me start with you on the club talk. What kind of half-season teams are you playing on currently, after the winter season?
It depends. I played with the Hitmen last year, and I might go back there. I might, go somewhere else, but it all depends. It's it's up in the air with COVID and what's going to happen there. So it's all up in arms right now. Right now, I'm just focusing on MB and MB hockey only. That's
awesome. That's a good statement right there. Camden, what about you, man?
Yeah, same with Hank. I think I'm probably going to stay with Providence Hockey, but I think our high school team is what we should be focusing on, and that's the only thing we should be focused on.
That's good. I mean, main goal come to the end of February is the same goal as every single other Division I team as soon as they first started lacing up the skates, and that's to win a championship. And I like that mentality that you guys both have.
Now, with both of you guys playing now with the regulations of having to wear a mask on the ice, what was your first initial thoughts on wearing a mask versus how you play with them now?
I thought at first it was going to be a hassle, and I mean for a little bit it was you have to get used to it. But now I've just kind of just been, getting used to it and wearing it, every day and every practice. So it's just been something, normal, a sense of normal now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, same with Hank. I think it took a little bit getting used to. First time I wore it on the ice, little difficult to breathe because it was like right on my face and it kind of got like wet. So it's kind of weird to how I'm used to. But like after I've been using it like this past like weeks, it feels, I don't even feel it anymore. It's just natural.
Yeah, I'm sure that's the same thing as what most kids are getting used to and just going on with life, getting used to it. And are you guys' team like line switches, line changes are a lot quicker now, a lot less ice time at that one point?
Yeah, well, I mean, you try and keep your shifts short. We only run 2 lines, so you try and keep your shifts short. And with the mask on, you kind of can't breathe. I mean, it's a little hard, so you kind of try and keep your shift short, like 30, 45 seconds, and just trying to get on and off the ice as quick as possible to get another fresh line on.
I feel you on that one. And what are your upcoming games? Do you guys have a game tomorrow night, being Friday?
Yeah, we're playing tomorrow night. Playing Cumberland tomorrow night, and then we have I forgot. I don't know why I forgot we have Saturday. We have East Greenwich Saturday night at 8:30, I think.
So you got a back-to-back doubleheader of 2 teams that have come up to the Division II level, reaching up into Division I. Cumberland is a very, very physical team, so I guarantee you, Max, with you guys, because I know especially some of the kids on your team love to hit, and I love seeing that. I love seeing the aggression from you guys, especially the underclassmen at Moses Brown. And then Saturday, that's a big test playing East Greenwich. That's going to be a very, very good game, as EG is one of the fastest teams, like how I was mentioning earlier in the show, one of the fastest teams, let alone in the division, in the entire state. So how do you guys feel about going up against these 2 teams this week?
I mean, I feel like it's good. We know Cumberland's going to be a gritty, hard-nosed team, and we're ready for that. We're ready to, like you said, Max is ready to, throw his body around. Our team's ready, if they punch us, we'll punch right back, And for playing EG, we know they're a fast team, like you said. We know they're going to come right at us from the jump, and we got to be ready to, fight back.
Yeah,
Cam,
definitely.
How you feeling about these 2 games coming up against 2 very, very successful Division II teams, making championships after championship, having to play these 2 very good high schools this weekend?
Yeah, I think they're gonna be a challenge, but I don't think it's anything that our team can't handle. I have a lot of confidence in our guys, and I think that we have the tools to get the job done.
Sounds great. Sounds good to me. Now, I know it's early in the season, but what are your guys' expectations for the outcome of this year? I'm sure you guys are really confident. You guys have a fuel under you. You guys have a fire under you now. You're ready to play. You're ready to get out there.
I mean, the expectation is, to get to a state championship and make the playoffs. We haven't been able to get there the past few seasons. And, I think with the team we have this year and the talent coming in, next year and the years to come, after, like a state, a great game against Hendrick and a statement win, I think we have the talent and the will to get to the playoffs and, obviously try and fight for a state championship.
That's good. And now my question is, now with the COVID regulations, is there any changes to playoffs, or how many teams make it for the Division I level?
8 teams, I believe, make it.
8 teams. So right now in the stand, you guys are sitting at 6, and I am hoping to see you guys rise that rankings list, and hopefully after a good weekend of hockey against 2 very good programs in Cumberland and EG, we can see a little bit of a bounce from 6 to possibly top 5.
I'm with you there, Chris. I mean, I want us to, jump all the way to number 1. That's what you aim for. And I think there's 2 good teams in Cumberland and East Greenwich, but I think with the fire, like Nico was saying, under under us and the big win last weekend, I think it will propel us to getting a 2 good solid wins, I hope, in the next 2 upcoming games.
I feel you. And if I'll tell you this right now, if I'm not on those games, reporting those games, I will definitely be tuning into those games, as I know how gritty of a team Cumberland is, and I know how gritty of a team you guys are. So I know that will be a fun game to watch. But we're going to go to a quick commercial break. We'll be right back in one moment.
All right, we are back. Thank you guys for tuning in to the OSA podcast, Orange State Athlete Podcast. I'm Nico. There's my co-host, a good buddy, Chris. We are here with Hank and Camden from Moses Brown Hockey. Chris, anything else?
That's really it for you guys right now. And I would personally like to say thank you for Hank and Camden for coming on the show and talking a little bit about hockey about us.
Yeah, Hank and Camden, we really appreciate it. We wish you guys the best during this season. We're right in your corner, so hopefully we'll get that end goal. We're rooting for you guys.
It was a pleasure. Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
See you guys soon. All right, as now we are waiting for Jason Levy to join the call. It looks like he is ready to join, and we'd like to welcome Jason to the podcast.
Jay, what's going on, buddy?
Not much. How's it going, boys?
Hey, it's going. It's going
good. So, Jay, I'd like to talk to you, and I'd like to ask you a question. How's things been going with the Cranston West hockey season and having to deal with the COVID regulations and just everything about the team? What's up? What's been going on?
Well, I mean, with the COVID and everything, obviously the shortened season, only playing, I believe it's 8 league games. Our coach, Matt Brandon, he's actually made a great effort to get us as many scrimmages as possible. So, honestly, at this point, it's just felt like a normal season, just with, compressed time, because 2 weeks into games, we've already played 5 of them. So
that's good. That's good that you guys are getting out there, even though they may not be counting towards the overall record. At least you're getting scrimmages out there. At least you're getting some sort of game time. And how's the team looking this year? I see you guys are currently sitting at number 1 in the standings in Division II.
Yeah. After last year, graduating 13 seniors, I'll be honest, we were expecting a little bit of a drop, but we've brought in a few guys, just some names, Jaden Rossi, Mickey Becker-Norton, Ben Harding, one of our defensemen back on the blue line. They've come in and just really helped boost our team to the next level. And we just have enough scoring depth to fire from all cylinders, backed up with some pretty solid defense and great goaltending.
There you go. Way to represent the Falcons.
Yeah, I saw that. Especially, I was digging a little deep into some of the statistics and seeing that the line of Mickey, Rossi, and Martin, that 3 right there alone can carry an entire team, backed up with also great play from Caden Shore and some other great forwards on the team. And then just like how you were talking about the defense and goalie play, Carenti and Silva and net have also been playing very well as well.
Yeah, as dominant as our first line is, our second line's been pretty much just as good. Caden Santeri, Mark Cicerone, Justin Drone, those kids know their role on the team, and they go out there, get our big guys some rest, and they can still put the puck in the net.
That's good, man. So, what I could say for the little bit of club, what have you been doing with club and playing with your half-season team, not like during the high school season, obviously?
Well, the past 2 years I've been playing in Warwick with the Junior Blues, which has been a pretty good experience because some of my West teammates are on that team. Helped us get closer, grow more chemistry. As for right now, just focused on the high school season. Not really 100% sure on next fall. So
That's good.
Yeah, of course. And Jay, you're getting a lot of love in the comments over here. I don't know if you can see, you got Harry and Mike Sosha, but let's switch gears for a minute. For you guys watching and don't know, Jay also plays lacrosse with us at Cranston West. You know, new coach with one of our new coaches being your dad that we've all been familiar with back in the CLCF days, our club town team. I know we've been having some captain's practices. We've all been trying to get together, get back into the groove of things, you know, but with everybody either having work, playing winter sports, you know, it's kind of tough for all of us being together at once and due to COVID and the situations we have going right now. But Jay, what are you thinking about the upcoming lacrosse season?
I'm really excited. Missing last year, that was a huge bummer. Really looking forward to that season. But you guys being the captains, great leadership so far, getting the boys ready. Should be a fun season. Very interesting. Most of our big dogs from my freshman year and your sophomore year, they're gone now. So it's pretty much a completely new team.
Right, new team, new coaches, new kids. A lot of freshmen this year. Very surprising. Our freshman year, there was only well, we still have a pretty large class, but I think there's maybe I'd say maybe 25 freshmen that have signed up. I feel like more and more kids want to play every year, especially your class, Jay. There's only a few guys in your class. But yeah, we're excited. I know me and Chris are excited for the season, ready to get out there and with our new coach and everything, new start. Hopefully we can show the league what we got.
Yeah, lacrosse is definitely growing as a game with, now the pro leagues being broadcasted nationally. And it's great to see more and more people getting on the team.
Awesome. Love to see it. Also, a lot of love in the comments. So comment section. Shout out to Michael Sosha. And the whole COVID situation with hockey, how has it taken a toll on you and you just getting used to having to wear a mask underneath that cage you have?
Well, I'd say it definitely took a practice or two to get used to the mask. Playing half season, or actually up until our last couple of games of half season, it was no mask, no contact. And I'd say that definitely kind of took a toll on my game because a lot of guys, at this age used to playing with the intensity of the checking and all that. But the mask, got used to it pretty quick with the whole breathing and for some guys the vision with the mask. But I'd say getting used to it now, definitely gonna benefit the future. Eventually taking off the masks, gonna be much more in shape and overall.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Sadly, it's the new normal, but we got to do what we got to do. Now, Jay, you guys, I'm sure you guys are playing with even more of a fire under you this year due to your new captains. I know Andrew Martin. I know Andrew's always stoked to get out there. Hell of a player. What's like the locker room atmosphere right now? You guys, of course, being top dogs right now, coming at 5-0. What's it like? What's it like right now?
Well, last year we had a very talented locker room, and I'd say our big problem last year was we just kind of couldn't find a way to, play as a team. And we were talented and we got some stuff done. But this year, I'd say we definitely have a tighter knit group. And Andrew and our other captain, Jared Ainley and Matt Carenti, they've been great so far. Just great leaders, not just on the bench talking, communicating, but they play like leaders too. Mm-hmm. Andrew, Jared, Matt, they've all played like great leaders, and they've helped us be successful.
Definitely.
That's good to hear. And now, speaking of you guys in general, Cranston High School West hockey program 5-0. I mean, that's a great start. I haven't seen a Cranston West hockey team have as such an impactful and successful start in a long time, ever since I've been at West for at least. And how do you look to continue this into late February, coming down to the playoffs and hopefully reaching the end goal playing at Brown?
Well, kind of like the message and the mentality in the locker room these past couple of weeks has been every team saw what we did last winter, beating the number 1 seed Cumberland in the playoffs. Every team is going to give us their best game. And it doesn't matter how good the teams we play are, or how bad they are. Just we need to play our best, and we need to play our game.
It's a good answer.
And,
I know you have a couple games this upcoming weekend. What's the lineup looking like for this week for your game?
I mean, pretty much just keeping it. If it isn't broke, don't fix it. So I just been rolling those top 2 lines. Our third line getting in there every now and then, getting some important shifts, and been rolling our 5 defense, and that seems to be working out. Getting shorter shifts, keeping the boys fresh, and look to get 2 big wins this weekend.
That's good. And what are the matchups going to be? What teams you guys facing this weekend?
Well, tomorrow we got Pontigansett. Always a huge game against them. My freshman year, pretty chippy 2 games against them. And then Saturday we've got North Smithfield. Yeah. Been a little fire between us and them past couple months. Had a scrappy game with them last year, so our coach was saying they're probably going to give us one of the best efforts we've seen all year. So probably our biggest game of the season coming up this Saturday.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, North Smithfield every year making a statement. May not be the most talented team, but will 100% show the effort like it is. And Pontigansett, once again, how I was saying, not as skilled as many other teams, but has some hitters on that team, has some big kids, and a lot of scrappy hockey being played like from those 2 teams. And I know you guys are a grinder team. You guys can get out there and play some defense as well as obviously get points on the board. And we've seen multiple points, especially from captain senior Andrew Martin, who I believe currently is leading the state in points right now. But
that wouldn't surprise me.
Switching the gear once again, how are we feeling about this lacrosse season going in with a very strong upper class?
I'd say definitely our upperclassmen are going to have to lead the way for the team. Like I said earlier, pretty much completely, like our last high school game, we were all the underclassmen, and now it's going to be a big shift. Like Nico said, completely new coaching staff. Pretty much, I'd like to say our only starter left from my freshman year is you, Chris. But I'm excited to see what the boys can do.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of newer faces. I know Nico and myself have been on the field recently. Jason, I know you got some decent playing time your freshman year, and we're going to be seeing a lot of action as well from junior attack Matt Dillon as well as Joseph Capicelli. And just seeing a bunch of new faces on there, especially a lot of some of these freshmen, seeing the Boggle twins getting in a lot, and also hoping to see Paul DeBalzi. But we're going to have a quick commercial break. We'll be right back for our last segment in 1 moment.
All right, for you guys just tuning in right now, this is the OSA podcast, Oregon State Athlete Podcast, presented by SFB and RI. I'm Nico Minelli. There's my co-host and good buddy Chris Carbone. We are here with Jay Levy from the Cranston West Falcons, And Jay, you were the lucky guest today to stick around for the OSA lightning round questions at the end. So we're just going to ask you 10 questions and just answer them to the best of your abilities.
All right, let's go.
Yeah. So number one, your favorite fast food place?
Might have to go Chick-fil-A.
That's been a popular answer so far this year with the podcast.
You've seen that a lot.
Chick-fil-A is definitely like the up and coming fast food place. But number two, your favorite thing to drink besides water?
I'm just say Arnold Palmer iced tea.
Oh, that is a great choice. Number three, this is the fan favorite. We got the go-to gas station snack.
Lately, I've been going with the Body Armor fruit punch for a drink, and then snack, usually just like a granola bar. I'm trying to stay healthy.
Yeah, got to stay lean.
That's good.
Number four, if you could have dinner with anyone in the world right now, who would it be? We'll do alive right now.
All right. How many people? Just like one?
Yeah, just one. Just one.
I'd probably say Patrice Bergeron.
Oh, great pick right there. Now, how about dead?
Probably have to say Gordie Howe.
Nice. Number five, who is your favorite pro athlete?
I mean, up until last season, I was a big Torrey Krug guy, but left the Bruins in free agency, so gonna have to go with my boy Pasta.
There you go.
Chilling right behind you.
Right. Yeah, me too. Number six, what is your favorite TV show? And if you don't watch TV shows, then your favorite movie. Or you can answer both. Up to you.
Not really a big TV guy. More of just like a movie guy. Big Star Wars guy, I'd say.
Oh, huge Star Wars. Did you watch The Mandalorian?
Yeah, I loved it. Oh, yeah, I'd say that.
It's the
TV show.
Great series right there. Number seven, what do you value most in life?
I'd probably say my friends and family. Been having a lot of fun lately. Made the most of the COVID times. So yeah.
Nice. Definitely. That's important. If you could eat one food and not gain any weight from it, what would you eat?
That's probably the toughest one so far. Probably go burgers.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think it's the go-to for like everyone, because why not? Which event in your life would you want to live through again?
I'd say probably that playoff series last year against Cumberland. That was just insane. The fan support and the level of play. I didn't even play. I just watched from the bench, and I still loved it. So.
Hey, I think everybody was feeling that. Fans, players. I think everybody watching it. And last question: your favorite place to travel? Well, where you have been, and then you can answer where you haven't been.
So right now, favorite place to travel, probably Vermont or New Hampshire. Go skiing. And place I haven't been, probably say either Colorado or Montreal.
Ooh, Montreal. That's a good one.
Those are some different questions. We usually seen maybe like Bora Bora or Aruba or something nice. Why choosing Colorado and Montreal?
Yeah, I'm not a beach vacation guy. I'm more of a ski trip.
Different. I like it. But that looks like. You can go, Nico.
No, I was just gonna say. I think that's all we have for Jay. Chris, you have anything else?
That's really it. I mean, I'd like to say thank you and continue the success of you and your team at West. We're seeing 5-0 so far, looking to improve to 7-0 come the end of this weekend. But that looks like all the time that we have for today. Jason, any last words?
Just thanks for having me.
Go Falcons.
Yeah.
Go Falcons.
All right, Jay. Thank you for coming on. We appreciate your time. And for those of you at home, this is Jay Levy. Follow him and our Cranston West Falcons this year as they continue their streak, their road to Brown. And for those of you tuning in, this is once again the OSA podcast, Ocean State Athlete Podcast, presented by SFBNRI. I'm Nico Minelli, my co-host Chris Carbone, and we will be here every Thursday night from 9 to 10 with new guests and new entertainment. Jay, once again, thank you. We appreciate it. And we'll see you guys next Thursday.
Make sure you follow up on all of our social medias, sfbnri.com. Make sure to tune into all of our live streams. We'll have a jammed-packed weekend of hockey kicking off tomorrow night. Plenty of hockey games going into Saturday. And then you get to stay home and watch a nice Super Bowl game. But this is Chris Carbone. Stay safe and good night.